be notification or?
You're about to be live.
Yes.
Hopefully. Hey guys, it looks like we're live.
Yes.
It's Ted Bogert with the TED Show, but really this is not the TED Show today. This is the Ginette Show, the Metamorphosis Show, the Cinco de Mayo Show, and I am very happy for somebody else to be directing our wonderful networking theme, Networking Tuesday, hey guys, it looks like Cinco de Mayo version. All right, so without further ado, let me make a quick couple of intros. Somebody's got me live in the background. Turn your volume down. We can all hear it. So I've got Ginette, I've got Candace, the birthday girl, I've got Monique, I've got Katie. Other people will join, and we, of course, we're live, so I'm going to pay attention to that as well. But Ginette, take it away. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, and welcome everybody to TNT Themed Networking Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo edition. Ole, ole, ole. I know everybody has probably a lot of different parties to go to, but thank you for joining us today. And I'm excited to not only have everybody on today, but also to wish Miss Candace a happy, 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 dreamy birthday.
Yay, happy birthday.
Cheers. Here's my big old drink.
I'm virtually on vacation with you all.
And just a little background about myself. I have Metamorphosis, which we do event hosting and theme parties and all in between here in Central Florida for adults. I like to say grown-ups because I also have a child side, which is called Butterfly Dreams, and we just celebrated our 14th year. With Butterfly Dreams and Metamorphosis, we do all different types of themes, like I mentioned, but now we're doing very many things on virtual platforms. So we have Zooms, we do video messages, we're doing text messages from characters, we're doing all of that fun stuff. So if you have any questions about that or would like to have something for either your little or your grown-up, your spouse, what have you, let us know and we can help you. But that was just a little bit about me. And now I'm going to pass it along to, should we do the birthday girl? Ms. Candace.
Oh, hi. Candace Griffin. I'm with Belmont Management Group. We are a property management company that partners with realtors. And by partnering, I mean, we really become your partner. Whenever you engage with an investor client and you're thinking, wow, this neighborhood, I'm not sure what the rent should go for. Let me go on Rent-A-Meter or something like that. Please don't do that. Call us, help us establish that rent for you, especially now, and let us hold your hand and take some of the workload off of you through the entire process. And then after that, we market on your behalf every single month to the investor. So there's zero worry about them considering us their realtor. We don't even do that, right? We are property managers, period. And we take care of you. So Belmont Management Group, check out our reviews on Google. They're amazing. And that is it.
And it's your birthday.
It's
my birthday. That's the most important part.
Yes.
We're having this party just for you.
Here. I will pretend that's true.
Candace, tell us about your fancy drink that you have there.
This is a beautiful margarita that a family member brought me from Chili's. Showed up
Nice.
in a cup with a little like there she is. Allie. Allie, come say hi. She's like, we're doing it. Yeah, so she brought it from Chili's to surprise me on Cinco de Mayo birthday.
I love it. I love it. How about Miss Katie? So mute. Hold on one sec. There you go.
Hi. Well, I wasn't expecting to be a verbal part of this whole thing. I was just going to be a spectator. So, but anyway, Katie Vance. I'm here in Michigan. Not as warm as what you guys are experiencing right now. It's kind of up and down, but my company is Promote Live, and we do special events for trade shows, or staffing for trade shows and special events, I should say. we're kind of at a standstill right now with, the COVID thing, but we're hoping to get up and running again very soon. Even if we start with small little steps with small events and growing from there. So we hope to get back in business very soon, right?
Mhm.
That's about it for me. I'm just gonna be a spectator today.
Well, I wanted to bring Katie in. Katie and I have known each other for many, many years. And I do a lot of events for Miss Katie. And I just wanted her to join in and get her name out there as well to a different, demographic that might not know about, what she does and everything. So I asked her to come on and join in our festive.
Yes, thank you. Oh yes, here's my festive hat today.
And how is
Gotta
the
work with what you got.
Yeah.
weather good up there?
In Michigan, it's getting there. It's getting there. It teases us because one day it's close to 70 and now today it's back down into the mid 40s maybe. So it changes, but yeah, I welcome people who are interested in getting involved with events, and we do them nationwide, so all over the place. That's the beauty of our business, is that we don't just stick to a specific location. We do it all over the country and even internationally. So it's been a fun ride. I've had the business for about 16 years now, really grown and great. Really have met some great people and some great friends like all of you. Yay! Thank you for introducing me.
Thank you, of course. Okay, Miss Monique.
Hello. Thank you for having me. It's 5:00 someplace. Of course, you guys all know me as Monique with Southeast Home Inspections, and just doing inspections right now. Claude's doing them every day, and just keeping busy at home on, messaging and keeping in touch with all my agents. Can't wait to see so many of them. I have so many lunch dates, which I'm looking forward to all these different lunch dates when this is all over. And that's about it. Just working and sharing and loving Ted's show every day now.
Oh, you're so kind.
I can't watch every one of them because there's so many.
Try doing every one of them.
I always wonder, does he get sleep?
No.
So this is fun because we all love to share each other. So I'm all about sharing, and I'm glad I'm on your little party today. Cinco de Mayo.
Thank you
Love
for
it.
joining us, Monique. We appreciate it.
Sure.
And
Love it.
I'd like to share for everybody. So everybody out there watching our live, if you do not know Miss Monique, she does share for all different types of businesses, not just real estate, but all types of businesses. If you do know her and you see her sharing a lot for Butterfly Dreams and Metamorphosis, then that is because of me, and she is my mother. So therefore, she is going to share her daughter's information all over the place.
All over.
Doing walks every morning and handing out my business cards to people that she's seeing. I'm sure very, social distance as well.
Of course.
She is known as the networking queen. So I invite you, if you are not already friends with her on Facebook, she will friend you on Facebook and she will share your information.
Yes.
Whether you're selling ice to an Eskimo or you're selling a home, she will do it all.
I sure will. Today I scheduled about an hour ago, scheduled an inspection. And of course, the buyers start asking me, can you refer this and can you refer that? I go, I can refer you everything you need, even a party company. Laughing. I think he was, thought I was joking. I go, no, I have a party company. So I sent him and his wife your information. So they said they'll have parties after they get their home.
You just never know with who you share your information to. I recently received a message to do some virtual classes for a dance studio here in Central Florida. And I said, well, how did you hear about Butterfly Dreams? And she said one of her students recently received a message from a princess from our company. So I think that that's great. You just never know when you might just be talking about it, or you're just be wanting to share somebody's business because you believe in it. So you just never know who you're going to talk to, who you're going to pass information along to, and who you're going to get business for. So I always recommend everybody share as much as you can. It's
Mhm.
not hard whether you're sharing something on Facebook or liking something or liking someone's page. It definitely helps a lot our small businesses, especially here in Central Florida.
Mhm.
He's trying to
Yes,
come up.
I agree. Share, share, share. I always say it only takes a second to click that share. Sometimes you'll ask people to share and they look at you like, no, only takes a second. All you need to do is take that little finger and go share, click, and it's done. You know, but
Well, Ted has done an amazing job of sharing so many businesses that I wasn't even aware of. So thank you so much, Ted, for taking so much time and being such an awesome host. Like, you made us all feel so comfortable. Like, we're just talking to you in our living room and we just forget that we're even on air. So we really do appreciate how, number one, how great of a person you are. And number two, of all the time that you are taking to get to know us personally, professionally, and then also sharing all of our information. So that really does help a lot of us a lot. So we appreciate
Very
that.
sweet.
yes,
Thank you.
appreciate,
Thank
love it.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
Love it. Thank you.
Who's TLC?
I don't know. I was wondering the same thing.
Hi. Can you show?
They have their video off. I have them muted.
So the Learning Channel is with us today.
You never know. All right. You'll have to come on video, TLC, in order for me to hear you. All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to step in there.
Oh, step in, step in. You need to speak as well. It's not just the Ginette show. This is
Why? It's the Ted show every day. It could be the Ginette show for once. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I think that this was a great idea. I love that you put together the theme. The themes are important. I think there's something about it, even if you have one little piece of clothes or if you put your hoodie on. I mean, I think it's equally as, but you're participating. You're showing up. That's the part that I think is so important. You all can't see it. Zoom is interesting because I like the camera angle better on Zoom than StreamYard. I do, but I can't see all the comments that are coming in. So I'm just letting you know there's lots of love going on my page. I think the people are still want to be fed in a way that is non-intrusive. They're not ready for the intrusive yet, even though they all say they are and they all want to go out to the restaurants. I think it's going to be interesting to see how everybody kind of transitions in that. And networking is a big one. Like, are we able to have networking events? I don't even know the answer to that. Well, hello. Let me unmute you. Who do we have down
Ted,
there?
This is TLC, Tony Campbell.
Oh my gosh, Tony.
I
How
know.
are-
I just got done for a run, so I'm like,
wow, you need a margarita.
Hey, my husband's working on it.
Oh, good. Everyone, this is Tony Campbell. Tony, you came on at the right time. Tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm a realtor, so I consider myself very lucky in this COVID-19 thing to be a realtor these days and be able to keep things going. Takes a lot of pressure off. So anyway, so I've been doing it for over 17 years. I thought if I made it through the first year, I'd be doing pretty good. And then about 3 years, I'm like, wow, I beat the odds. I'm doing pretty good. And 17 years now, I feel old. No, it's
You're
good.
not
I
old.
love it. I love it. Otherwise, I wouldn't keep doing it. But just love helping people.
Well, thanks for popping on. I mean, that's really, what a nice surprise.
Hey, well,
I
thanks
want whatever
for having
that
us.
swing is. That's like a swing or a
Oh my-
hammock.
Loving that.
It is. I love it. It's my newest make me feel good gift to me.
Good. Wait, we need to do more of those
I know.
days.
You see it? I know.
Self-care
It's a-
purchase.
I
Oh, I
like
like
it.
that.
Hey, there you
Yeah,
go.
that's nice.
Had to do it. I love it. Yeah.
So
We're
what's
just-
everybody's plan? What's your personal plan? I'm curious for when you're going to venture out. Like,
Oh
do you
gosh.
have an idea yet, everyone, of are you going to go out tomorrow, or were you the first person in line this morning when the first place opened, or are you going to see how it goes? What are you doing, birthday girl? What are you doing, Candace?
Well, I think we were talking before the show and I used the analogy of the roller coaster, right? So I'm going to let them figure out the new roller coaster for a few months before I go and jump in and go for the ride, right? I mean, it'll just be interesting. I'll have to gauge it based on every opportunity that presents itself, but it will have to be safe.
Right.
That's
That's
funny.
what I'm living in right now. I'm with immune compromised people every day. So I have to be cautious.
You have to be.
I have to.
How about you, Monique?
Well, I can't wait to be visiting my agents and go up. I have so many lunch dates in those few weeks. Of course, I'll do it. I was even talking to Claude about it last night, about the restaurant. And I go, oh my God, I want to go out to eat Saturday night. And so I called Bahama Breeze, my favorite Bahama Breeze on iDrive. And they said, yes, they'll be open. And I said, well, I want to sit outside because I think I'll feel safer outside. And they'll be taking reservations for outside. So I was like, very happy about that. But I'll start slowly, getting out there, visiting a few offices here and there, delivering my candy. I'm sure all my candy bowls are dry, empty. Start slowly and I'll be careful. And that's like I told Claude, as long as we're careful when we go out and, keep washing our hands and just, doing but I said, well, how can you wear this when you're drinking a good little margarita? That's going to be hard Saturday night, drinking that margarita with a face mask. Of course, we won't wear one, but we'll be careful, and like I said, I think I'd rather go to all outdoor restaurants to start.
Outdoor.
Yes. I think I will feel safer outdoor.
All right, so we have a new person.
Yay, Diane.
Can you hear us, Diane?
I don't have a little hat or sombrero, but I found a butterfly that I keep on my desk.
You're present. That's what's important. All right, so tell us a little, we'll go back to that question, but Diane, since you're new, tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Well, I work for a general contractor. We do a lot of renovations, remodels. For 20 years, we've been doing popcorn removal and knockdown and painting and all of that. But we have expanded. We got our GC, so we could do crown molding, everything and anything, kitchen, bath, all of it. So yeah. And I network
I love your name. It's AKA Contractress.
Contractor.
Right?
So I got all kinds of contractors at my fingertips, which look at my fingers. No more nails.
No more nails
for me.
I have to say I'm one of those dudes. I miss it.
Yeah.
Did
you hear, Monique?
That my haircut.
Park Avenue is closing. Closing down the streets and bringing all the tables out this week.
Outside.
Yes,
So yes, they will feel safer too.
I'll get Prado for me, and my boys can get Panulos, and then we'll get the dessert.
And I heard,
Panulos.
and I heard the old
So
Winter
awesome.
Garden. The old Winter Garden will probably do the same.
Yeah, that's cool.
Brick streets, so that'll be nice.
Yeah.
Go out there.
I don't know Katie or TLC, and hi
So-
Candace and Ginette.
What's happening? All right, so I have to. I'm on this question, and I'll finish with you, Diane, on it.
Okay.
So, Tony, what are you gonna do? What's your plan? Go out tomorrow, or are you gonna wait and see?
Well, I've actually been getting out and showing some homes. I've only showed them after a whole protocol is done. So we make sure that it's only when they're ready to go, and they really have to just get in to preview it. And everybody's been amazing at taking all precautions, wearing masks, gloves. I go in first, kind of, wipe things down. I have one listing. It's actually a nurse that is selling it. And she's actually one that's driving all over Florida here, providing and doing the actual testing
Wow.
for first responders and that for the COVID-19. So she goes through a lot, and but she takes all precautions as well. And so it's been interesting. I've had some interesting
But are you going to go to the
conversations
rest?
with her.
The question is, are
I-
you going to go to the restaurants? Are you going to go out? Are you going to?
Well, I went out. Sorry, I'm a long I'm a long talker. I went out yesterday because I was volunteered to actually do a gift basket for like adopting a senior, which I thought was a neat idea. And I actually
Oh,
had
I
to
like
get
that.
out and go to some shops. I couldn't go inside. I had my gloves. I had my stuff. I've just had so many people, not do the social distancing and everything, which I hate to even talk about that stuff, but I want to see my grandkids. I haven't been able to see them and I miss family. And so I just want to do things right. And I'm like, nope. So I figured so I drove all the way over there, turned around, came all the way back home and just said, I'm going to order it. And then they'll come walk out and they'll hand it to me. And then, I take it, but I actually.
How about you,
lace
Katie?
everything
Are you gonna do some
Sorry, I have a
restaurants?
question. Wait, I have a question.
I am dying
You
to
do?
do that. Yeah.
I was just saying, like, the reason why you didn't go in is just because you didn't feel safe to go in. Was that why?
Oh, you have a question. I thought somebody had a question.
Yeah. I actually, and I've worked in hospitals, so I was surprised it bothered me. I just couldn't go inside.
Right.
Yeah. So we've been supporting, local restaurants and everything around us. So we've really tried we've ordered online, gone in. Everybody's been so good. I didn't have problems with that. So I don't have a problem. I mean, I've thought about, can I go inside? I can. It's just when people get in your space, that's just drives me crazy. I don't want to have to yell at people, but I may have to do that. But
No jail time, Tony.
No jail time for
Strongly remind them. Strongly remind them.
Strongly remind.
All right,
yes,
Katie,
yes.
are you going to go out? Are you going to venture to a restaurant? Are you going to?
Well, here in Michigan, they're not lifting that until I think it's the 18th is what they've decided on. Before it was a little later. I think they've set the date as May 18th. But yeah, probably the same thing. Just kind of ease into it. I mean, I've been. In the beginning, I didn't even go out and get takeout just because of how strong it was, or how scary it was at first, and then I've been getting takeout a little more. But I guess I'd be like Monique, where I could go, of course, once the weather gets a little better here. And I'm
Outside.
in Orlando half the year, most of the year, but in Michigan through the summer. So that's why I'm actually based in Florida, but I'm up here now. So I would, I mean, it would probably be kind of an easing into it where I just take out a little more and then just feel comfortable sitting outside so that or as long as they can social distance and that. I mean, it's just going to take a while. And I'm kind of in that group of vulnerable group of people. I don't want to say my age, but I'm close to it. I'm there. So just want to be careful, but I'm so ready. Every Monday night, we have a Zoom party with our tennis group, and it's a tennis group that usually plays, and then we all go out to dinner afterwards. But of course, we haven't been able to. But we get together on Zoom, and we have our drinks and everything. That was last night, and I am so ready to get out and play tennis and get together with them again and just socialize. I mean, it's just crazy.
It has been.
Yeah.
All right. How about you, Ginette?
So I'm like in between. I haven't stayed indoors the whole entire time, but I've just gone to maybe Publix very quickly, or Walmart very quickly, or Target. I don't understand how, when these restaurants are open, how we can still social distance from the server or things like that. I mean, I saw a comedy skit for, I believe it was in Switzerland or something, and the server, there was nobody around, but they're pretending like they were training to social distance but still be servers, and they're standing 6 feet away and throwing the plates and the drinks and everything. And that's where I'm like, again, I don't get how that's still social distancing if the server's on top of you or taking your order or anyway. So I'm in that weird spot where I don't feel comfortable necessarily going to a restaurant at this point. To each his own. Monique wants to do that. I am not really ready for that. I've been toying with the takeouts here and there and kind of said, well, maybe we can go get some tacos tonight for takeout, but again, I'm just in that like weird, I don't want to shelter too much, but I also want everybody just to not go crazy because I feel like that's what everything's going to happen is that it's only 25%, but that means everyone's going to run out and go to the restaurants and then it's going to happen all over again. So
What about face masks though? If the servers wear a face mask, don't you feel safer?
no, because there's still all those other people that are there too. And you're in the bathroom and there's people that don't know how to social distance. I mean, just, when we didn't even have this and you had those close talkers, so it's like the big thing, you're like, hi. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just an awkward thing for me. And the business that we're all in is, we're people, we're social. And I don't feel comfortable doing parties yet. I don't feel comfortable jumping into that. My coworkers don't feel comfortable with that. So I don't know. I'm on this like defense thing where I just want, as Candace said about the roller coaster, it's funny because I actually dreamed that I was on my own roller coaster last night by myself, not in a cart or anything. It was very odd that you said roller coaster. But again, I feel like that's what we're all dealing with is this up and down of which way do we go? And you just have to do what's right for you. So again, to each his own, but I'm okay doing my virtual things right now and stepping out as much as I need to, but keeping it home as much as I can because I just want this all to go away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think there's a lot of rules out there, but no, they've not been tested yet.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to see how a restaurant sets you up to be at least 6 feet apart, social distance. Are they taking your temperature when you walk in? Like, it's all going to be very interesting. And so I'm interested, Diane, I told you I'd save you for last. What are you doing? Have you already been out to a whole bunch of restaurants, or are you kind of sitting it out and trying to figure out what you want to do?
I went to my first restaurant yesterday and ate inside only because it was completely empty. And we were starving. It was my assistant and I got my assistant back. Yay. And we're out doing social media marketing, just filming some of the guys and doing live Facebook stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'm so hungry and let's just go. And I've heard good things. It sounds nasty, but I don't know if you guys have heard about fuzzies.
Oh yeah, Fuzzies is great.
Yeah. So somebody's like, just the word fuzzy in your food, that doesn't sound good, but it was so good. But Ginette, I'm with you on that. The whole restaurant is empty. This one couple comes in and they sit at the table right next to us.
Oh no.
And
I'm telling you.
I wanted to get up and move, but if it was really close, then I would have. It was definitely 6 feet. They had the tables moved, scattered, separated. But otherwise, in the middle of it, I have my favorite restaurant in Vero Beach that does it's the Green Marlin, where they did a market. Like they were selling toilet paper, vodka, you name it. They were still selling it. And you could buy the fish and shrimp and crab market price, or they'll cook it for you. So I did do that. But otherwise, grocery stores, all of that, no. I Instacarted everything.
I'm even interested, like Candace and I were talking before we went live, I think, that one of the places we go here, the Citrus Club, they're opening on Thursday. Now, it's a giant club, so they have the room to be lots of social distancing, especially since there's no private events going on right now. But I still can't imagine that everybody's got gloves on, and the transformation that would have to take place for me to go, okay, this is cool. And then I still don't know the rules. Can I bring a guest? What if I haven't seen the guest? Am I going to sit him at the table next to me? I mean, there's just so much out there. So I'm with you, Candace, to kind of sum it up. I don't want to go on that roller coaster until that thing has been tried, true, tested before I'm ready to go just sit. And I also don't want to sit by myself. The whole point of going out is you're with people, you're socializing. I mean, I can sit at home.
And people naturally want to gravitate to each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just forget and you just, oh, wait, I'm not supposed to be doing this. So it really takes some discipline and just reminding yourself about it, because we naturally want to just gravitate to each other. We don't feel comfortable talking to someone 10 feet away. Or
it's not natural.
It's not natural.
How about the hugs? Like I'm so conditioned to hug people. I'm a hugger.
Me too.
I mean,
I'm such a hugger.
I don't know, what are we gonna do? Like this? this thingy. I mean, it's
Air
just,
hugs. We've done
Oh.
air hugs.
You have to high five from 6 feet away. Just,
oh,
I don't know.
God. I
I'm
mean,
not
that's
gonna
just going to
hug.
make me
I'm not
drink
gonna
more
hug
and
this
more.
time.
I don't know. um, so what about business? You guys are all business people. What about your businesses? Are you doing anything different? Did you have like a relaunch? Hey, we're reopened. Or like, I know Ginette's is so, well, many of you, we're all in people's spaces when we're doing our jobs usually. So what are you going to do from a business perspective? Because personal is one thing. You don't want to go eat out, but you have to eat, so you have to work. So what are you doing? Ginette, I'll start off with you because I think you've got a unique situation. I'd love to hear what you're doing business-wise.
So as I said earlier, I do different theme parties and events and whatnot. I also work with Katie doing trade shows and events too. So I'm always around people. If I'm not around people, I'm bringing them in to come talk to me. So either way, I have to talk to people in person. Luckily, with my business, Butterfly Dreams and Metamorphosis, I'm able to turn things into virtual. So I'm able to do video messages, I'm able to do Zooms, I'm able to do all of that because I have character performers that get to dress up and portray their different princesses, superheroes, things like that. I'm also doing different party Zooms where this Saturday I'll have a superhero coming on, and whoever wants to join, we're only letting 25 littles come in, and they get to interact with the superhero and do movement and get up and dance around and everything. Last week we had a character crafting time. So I'm just trying to brainstorm and do all these different types of virtual activities. There are a lot of companies that have characters and are doing something similar too, but I want to continue this. I've always had virtual activities. If you go back and you'll see a message from Princess Sparkle, aka that's me. Princess Sparkle used to do virtual messages and send them all over the country. I have some messages from 10 years ago. So I've already had this in my business. It's just people didn't really think that it was a necessity. And now it's a necessity. I've been sending my farthest so far. I sent a video message to Australia the other night, all the way to Australia. I mean, and it was so sweet. They sent me a video message back showing me his reaction and everything. So I'm touching hearts all over the world. And that's where I'm trying to build my brand to become global because I can do it. Yes, there's sometimes a time difference in most places, but if I'm able to reach all these different children or grown-ups all over the world, then that's what I'm doing. So that's what I'm doing with my extra time, if you will, and trying to build my business in a different brand for the virtual and keep going with different aspects of it, of, doing like something like a spa, doing like a stuff a bear. Like I have all these different things that are coming up. It's not just characters, but it's also going to be me teaching how to do things as well. That's just a little bit of what I'm doing.
How about you, Diane? Are you going to jump right back in? You're going to be meeting with clients face to face. What are you guys planning?
Well, we have continued. We were considered essential. So we continued working. Things did slow down. We were able to keep all of our guys working. Luckily, a lot of the old jobs that we had bid out that hadn't scheduled yet, I emailed or called them and offered discounted pricing. Some even cash deals. But, a lot of people went for it. And I told them, we are only sending 2 guys in a van at a time. And they wear gloves and masks. But we don't want you in the house anyway. You're in the way. So
Right.
just let them in, leave, and everything's plastic off. So we were still working through it all. Granted, at this time of the year, we're usually about 4 weeks out, and we're only about 10 days out. But it's, at least there's work,
There's work, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
So the thing I can't stand is not out there and networking. Monique knows we love to go.
Oh, yes.
Candace
Gotta
knows.
love the networking. I think I miss it. I mean, this is nice. Don't get me wrong, because we all didn't have to go to one place. We all can make the drink as strong or as weak as we'd like. I don't know why you'd go the latter, but we'll go with strong. And so, but there's something about being physically with someone. The energy is just a little bit more powerful. How about you? I almost said Diane again. I'm sorry, Katie. Katie, how about you?
Well, we focus kind of on the big events with larger Fortune 500 companies. So it's not a matter of even the companies that make those choices. It's the associations that put on the big events. I mean, we do events with 20,000, 30,000 and more people. So unfortunately, our business was kind of hurt initially because those were the first things that shut down before this whole thing came about, before they started sheltering in place. And I just feel like it could be one of the last things that kind of get back and up and running. It's just, again, it's just people don't trust traveling and being with that in a situation where they're with that many people. So a lot of my clients have been, and these shows are being put on virtually. And I've reached out to our event managers that I work with to say, hey, if there's anything we can do to be a part of that virtual event, let us know. I mean, we can pre-taping of things. We have great actors and actresses, and to add variety and novelty to something, to present. So I put the word out there, and of course it's, a lot of them are doing this, just they're having to do it very quickly. So it's not really that far out planned. So they've just kind of, we haven't been involved as of yet. So I don't know, I'm just hanging in there right now, and just kind of, I mean, constantly I'm trying to figure out a way, how can I reinvent my business here and continue it, because I hate it that I'm not working, but I also hate it that the people that I've had work for me for years, I can't offer them any work, and that's my gratification.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is, because I just worry about them, and I keep in touch. I've been sending out little notices and things to people, and in fact, there's checks that I issued. I mean, all my checks are out there. Everyone's paid, but there's some of them that haven't even cashed their checks yet. So I was like, hey, did you get that check? Because it hasn't come through my account yet. So I'm trying to just keep in touch with people as much as I can.
Keeping in touch is so important, especially when you're dealing with your vendors, your staff. I mean, everybody's family. So it just, you keep in touch, but it's good for you too, right? It's a good thing. How about you, Candace? What are you up to? What are you doing different? Are you going to do something different? Are you immediately going to go out and start meeting with realtors? What are you going to do?
Well, an awful lot of this, of course, and as long as it's working, right? It's still working. There, fortunately, with the property management space, there's a little bit more of a demand for it, because you have someone who is self-managing is not going to know how to handle this, right? They're not going to have the hindsight to understand how to manage the tenant, what to do with the potential rent situations. Be careful with my wording here. And all the legal issues that are woven into that. So, we have people asking a lot of questions, of course, and then as through those questions, they begin to realize, wow, you guys are only 8%. I could be giving you 8% of the monthly rent to do this for me. What am I doing with my life? Sign me up. It's between 8 and 10, really. But honestly, do what you are. Kick your feet up, get your check in your bank account every single month, and have a margarita, because it's Cinco de Mayo.
All right, Tony, how about you? Have you already been to a restaurant? Are you going to go to a retail place? What are you doing?
Well, I felt like we were kind of one of the last ones to actually attend a restaurant downtown or in Winter Park. That was our last one we went to. And we went because they said they were taking temperatures and everyone was staying, all the tables were all separated. So they were doing that, and also taking the temperature of all the people that work there, and really monitoring everything, keeping everything super clean. They said that everything was always really clean. Kind of like the Citrus Club, they said that always kept everything really clean. So we felt actually really comfortable going out and doing that. So it's kind of, now that we were kind of forced to stay inside, I'm still okay. I'm still okay with going. Actually, I feel more comfortable going into a restaurant than I do going into Publix or going into some of these other places. So that's why I couldn't go into the other. I just pictured, honestly, a bunch of people going in and out, and so.
You know, Publix throws me for, well, any of those places throw me for a loop, because they've clearly defined the social distancing. I mean, they put an X on the floor every 6 feet, and the amount of people who don't pay attention, nor do they care, is it's overwhelming to me.
Yeah.
And you just turn around and stare at people. You're amazed that anybody is like that.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't forget you, Monique. Tell us about you. Are you going out to a restaurant today, tonight, tomorrow? Retail?
No.
What are you going to do?
Well, no, like I said before, I want to go Bahama Breeze on Saturday night because they all said they were opening outside. So no, we're going to just start with that. Saturday night, go to Bahama Breeze on the outside. I love the one on I Drive near, that's my favorite one. And I think that's the prettiest one. It's near the convention center, and the outside is so pretty, and the landscape. It's really nice. No, we'll just start with that. I'm not really going out anywhere except, like I said before, a lot of reaching out to agents and scheduling. Claude is working. They went down. I called that state attorney office and I got the letter just in case, because we didn't know if we would be allowed out. So he got the letter saying he was deemed to do inspections. So he's doing one like almost every day. We've been busy. We're trying to do only vacant homes. I think this is so hard. There's so many occupied. So today did occupy, but goes in there with his gloves and his booties and his mask and gels, and he's got, he said, I've never washed my hands so much doing an inspection. Like almost every room he goes into, he washes his hands. So no, he's working, and I'm doing a lot at home as much as I can. Cooking a lot. I've never cooked.
Cooking's good.
7 days, 7 nights a week. I'm cooking.
All right. Ginette, I'm going to let you take back over. I've asked all my questions.
Yes, you have. And again, I appreciate everybody coming on and taking the time and getting to know everybody, because, again, like I said earlier, you never know who you're going to meet. You never know who is going to need your services, or somebody that services. This, for instance, is another great networker. I met her, and right away we were like best friends, and she was sharing me all over the place. So I really appreciate that. Last night I had a little May the 4th Be With You event with one of our character performers. She went live on Instagram, and then she went live on Facebook. We did it completely free just because we like to give back as much as we can. And Candace showed up with her daughter, and a few other friends showed up with their kids. And then they wrote in that their children were having such a blast. And my character performer, I didn't ask her. She just has such a great heart. She's like, okay, here are 2 videos for those little ones. And I'm like, oh my goodness, thank you so much. So I got to surprise more people. She surprised me. I surprised everybody else. So it's all about giving back as much as I can. Obviously, I am self-employed. I have lost a lot of work throughout the trade event industry and all of my courses and whatnot. But it killed me to lose all my Easter events. I had so many this year, and I was so excited. But again, we have to take those lemons, turn them into lemonade, turn those crowns upside down, and keep into the light, and try to stay as positive as we can. So I just urge everybody out there to keep going. If there's anything I can do on my end that you might need something from me, whether it's a message from a character or something like that, please reach out. Please don't think that I'm always about just, making $1 here or there. We do give back as much as we can. And if anybody on this Zoom, needs anything from anybody else, again, Katie, who does different events and everything, if you need her in the future, please reach out to her. If you can't find her, ask me and I'll give you her information. And I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate it. And if anybody wants to continue to do these themed networking Tuesdays, give me what you like to do. We talked about, Ted and I talked about doing 20s. We talked about doing 80s. I mean, it's all about just having fun and just changing it up a little bit from the norm. Obviously, we're dealing with a lot of different changes from the norm. So I like to try to make it fun and I like doing these. So I appreciate you guys taking the time.
And thank you,
Love it.
ladies. Have a great birthday, Candace. Have a wonderful Cinco de Mayo, everybody.
Mother's Day. Happy Mother's
Nice to meet.
Yes,
yeah,
happy
there you go.
Mother's
Mother's
Day.
Day.
Yes, absolutely.
Bye.
All right.
Aw,
Appreciate
nice
you
to meet
all.
you all.
Mwah.
Thank
Go
you,
drink
nice
your
to meet you.
margaritas.
Stay well.
Bye. Will do.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.